Red leather, yellow leather.
I have a dramatic voice.
Who has a dramatic voice?
Onomatopoeia, onomatopoeia.
Sibilance, sibilance. All right, ready? Hello, everybody. Welcome to the latest episode of Banter with the Bear. It's been a while since we have done one of these, but I'm coming out of the woodwork for a very good cause. And a very good friend of mine is in the studio. His nickname is The Horse. So instead of Banter with the Bear, we're going with Banter with the Horse for today. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Paulie ONOFF.
Nay.
Nay. Why the long face?
Oh, don't start, man. How are you?
I'm not too bad,
Thanks
man.
for having me.
Welcome.
Yeah, I know. It's overdue, I think.
Yeah.
You have a beautiful place.
Thank you very much. It's crazy, man. They let anybody on the internet these days.
I
You
know.
just get a studio, spend thousands of dollars, and then they just let you.
It's not your money.
It's not. It's not.
So, this is fantastic because you've been talking about doing this for years. And
Yeah.
here we are.
And then you wouldn't believe that people actually want to hear what I have to say.
You have your own cups.
Have my own cup. Yeah.
Who'd have believed
What's the coffee like?
It's nice, yeah.
That's Green Day's coffee.
Is it, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was over at Justin Rankin's this morning. He made me a black coffee. I nearly spat it out.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because it's the Bustelo stuff that you turned me on to, the yellow stuff years
Yep.
ago. If you ever buy the instant stuff, it tastes like you're drinking
I know,
a
but
cup of oats.
he's part Mexican too, so it's probably running thick through his blood. Shout out to Justin at E&J's Music and his tar coffee. The Mexicans, though, did he cook it over a campfire or was he using electricity?
Microwave, to be honest.
Microwave, but still tar. I can't think of anything worse than that.
Boy, it gets you going,
Jesus.
man. Dancing, you know.
Jesus.
But
So, yeah, welcome. Anyway, this is going to be a mad one because I know you personally for years and years, probably 26 years now, which
that
is
all?
well. Is that all? It feels a lot longer. We've gone from growing facial hair together to now turning grey together.
I am going grey, man. I tell you what.
I am too. I got my hair cut today, and I'm like, just make sure you get all the greys. And he's like, all right, I need to take off at least 75% of
Of your head.
it. Face, everything.
No, I have it everywhere. I don't have it down below yet, which is wild. So I thought, I don't even have it anywhere else but my face and here. I laugh at my brother, Richie. He looks like a skunk.
A skunk.
Yeah.
Smells like a skunk too.
Is that what it is? A black and
What?
white? Black
Badger.
skunks are a badger.
Or a skunk.
No, skunks black and white.
Yeah, and badgers they have in Ireland. Don't have badgers here.
They don't have badgers in America.
No, I don't think so.
Well, that's.
Do you want an
something learn
interesting
every
fact?
day. I do.
An interesting animal fact. Do you know that pigeons die after they've been
No.
Well, at least the ones that I did.
What happened to not cursing in the first 10 minutes?
No, we'll put that somewhere else. We're not going to use that as a snippet.
Yeah, well, I didn't know that. There's other animals that die when they
Especially
fuck, right?
by
The
a human.
black widow.
By a human.
Oh.
Right, on to the questions. I have some pre-made questions here for you, right?
Shit.
Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? That's a tough one because one horse-sized duck is a big duck. Ducks are...
I think ducks are the kind of destructive animals as it is, like they're quacking
Yeah,
around.
but they're small. You know what I mean? So if you get a tiny little horse at the side of a duck, you could just drop kick them all day. Gone.
Just
gone.
booting baby horses. No, I think I'd go with the big one. Because if you could,
Imagine
it's
how
very
big the beak would
but
be.
hold on, it's very hard to tame 100 miniature horses.
You're not going to tame them. You're just going to kick them away from you because you're fighting them. You're not going to try and tame them.
Yeah, but the power of words, man.
Power of the words. You could just grab their little necks.
I feel like if I was to have a horse-sized duck, and I could,
I'm glad you said horse-sized duck and not horse-sized something else.
right? I could have came out either way. But you know what I mean? You get a saddle on it, and all of a sudden you're. Can ducks fly? Ducks can't fly.
Yeah,
They can fly.
I've
Yeah,
shot
they
a
can
few
fly.
of them out of the sky.
Yeah.
So
Here I am now. You're
the
gonna be
ones
calling
that
me
I
Jessica
shot didn't
Simpson.
fly too far after that.
Bang!
They flew onto the pan.
Yeah, a horse-sized duck. I'll go with that.
No, Imagine how big that thing would be, and then the wingspan when it opened up and everything. It'd be like a Pegasus, huge, and then a huge beak.
Yeah, but
Peck your whole head.
100 mini horses, man. That's a circus.
You'd be like, hee hee.
Ah, be
Kick,
great.
kick.
Be great.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
punt them out.
that's it.
Mm.
So yeah, you have a big event coming up at your bar. Congratulations and all of that.
Nice,
Because
man.
you've opened up Hooligans, which I frequent as much as I can. I think I still hold the record for the most splitting the G's in a row.
Yeah, that is true. 4 in a row.
4 in a
about,
row.
I think 28 minutes. That's pretty decent.
Yeah, I had, I think
It's vibrating. I'm
12,
vibrating.
12 or 15 that night in a row. But
Yeah.
the first 4 were solid.
The closest anybody's came, I think, is 2. But for all the people out there that don't know what splitting the G is, it's the pint of Guinness, mother's milk, best drink on the planet. Most purchased alcoholic beverage ever. It's
Really?
Guinness.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, anyways, on the glass, like we'll do it here. We'll split the banter. When your first drink, you got to get it right in between the Guinness. I know you know this, Stevie, but people out there don't know. In Hooligans, if you do, you get to keep the glass.
I have 0 glasses, and I should have 4.
Right now, I have split the banter inside there.
We have to
I can
believe
see
you,
it.
otherwise you'll pour
I'm
coffee
going
all
to
over
keep
the
this
table.
glass.
You can keep that. I'm coming to your bar and I'm going to take a glass down in return. Is that fair?
No problem.
Awesome. You know as well, you should never put milk in a Guinness glass, so don't let anybody do that.
You know, I seen this online the other day where they are doing that on the 20-ounce glasses. They're filling up the 4 ounces on the bottom with milk, but it doesn't change, doesn't go black. So you're looking at like a tanned with the white head.
What?
Now, I haven't tried it.
In what
because, like you
continent
said,
are they doing this?
Mars.
They're not doing it in Ireland, are they?
No way,
No,
man.
they're not. That's what I'm telling you.
But-
The one thing my dad used to say, because that's where I grew up around the bar, don't put whiskey in the fridge and don't put milk in the Guinness glasses. And as we all know, a pint of cold milk is amazing, with a crisp sandwich or something. And that he would just absolutely go mad.
Well-
and reason being is because the Guinness will never be the same. The glass, fucking milk sticks to the inside of the glass, and then it's done forever.
Well, the Americans love like blending, infusing, you know.
You mean changing everything?
Yeah, to make it their own. They
Yeah.
have introduced like a Gonster. Do you ever hear of that?
No.
Which is Monster and Guinness. And like if you
I
do it right, like the half.
Puked in my mouth.
Yeah, it's nasty. But like there is Smithwick's and Guinness is a type of, what do they call it?
Black and
A
tans.
black and tan. So
Come
there's-
out, you black and tans.
Come out, you mighty black and tans.
Fight me like a man.
But yeah, so Gonster is one. Did you hear about the Gandhi?
No.
No. So
Trying to think about what it would
this
be.
is nuts. And you being an Irishman and an avid lover of Guinness. Half and half. Oh, hold on, man.
Somebody's calling you.
Yeah.
All right. Put them on loudspeaker.
Hello, Hayley. I'm in the middle of a podcast right now.
Hello,
and
Hayley.
You are in the podcast.
You're live. Don't curse.
Just say hi.
Okay, well, you asked what I was doing for lunch, so just go.
Okay, well, I'll call you. I'm in the middle of the pod, so
Bye, Hayley.
I'll call you when I'm finished.
Hi.
You'll be in it now, so say hello to the world.
Hey. Hello, world.
All right. Goodbye, love. See ya.
Bye.
Bye. Anyways, a Gandhi, dude, right? So you have the 0-0 Guinness, right? And a shandy, which I like to have a shandy. I know it
don't mind
sounds-
shandies.
Yeah, well, if you can have about 10 shandies and still balance bikes on your chins.
You're going to have about 10 pints and still pound bikes.
So it's 0-0 half Guinness and then normal Guinness. So it's a Gandhi, shandy, Guinness.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, and apparently that's a thing in Ireland.
Well,
No.
first time I went back to Ireland when they had released 0-0, I thought it was a little bit stupid drinking non-alcoholic, but
I love that.
I loved it too. But it's a social thing, and I don't want to just be sitting there drinking water. So when everybody was having pints, I was the driver, and I'm still having the crack and
It's
the
like
fun.
a placebo, though. I have to say, like, back when I was in
Is it?
Ireland,
Yeah.
you do get a little bit of a buzz. You feel like you're drinking Guinness.
Well, there is trace amounts of it.
Mm. But it tastes amazing, man.
Yeah,
Like
it
it
doesn't
really
taste
does.
like. The The other beer that's non-alcoholic, they're getting better at it now. But like O'Doul's and fucking whatever else it was, non-alcoholic, it just tastes like cabbage water.
Yeah, but in the end of the day, if you have to drink a non-alcoholic drink, I don't know, just drink a drink or not.
Yeah, no, I drink when I want to, and I don't when I don't want to.
Because like the 0.0 Coronas and the Heinekens, I don't know if Modelo have them. They're garbage. You taste like you're
Heineken's not
drinking
too bad.
plastic.
Yeah, Heineken's not too bad.
But anyway, you mentioned the
Yeah,
bar and I've a massive.
Yeah,
out
we're going to
street.
get to that.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can-
So
you can lead.
what? This is banter with Paulie here. I'm just sitting here. So yeah, Hooligans is an Irish bar that Paulie bought and is running here in Yuba City, in our local place. It's the closest thing I feel to being back in a legitimate Irish bar. Your staff are amazing. The food's amazing.
Nice one.
You know, that's what it is. I mean, you walk into a bar at home and you're welcomed in.
Yeah.
And it's
A lot of people say that, dude. A lot of people are like, man, I come to Hooligans because I feel welcome as soon as I walk through.
yeah, and I think a part of it is the open kitchen that's there. So you see them cooking your food. Now, granted, everybody knows me there, and I'm greeted when I walk in. But as soon as you come in the door, you face the kitchen, and the cooks are turning around to go, "Hey, welcome in." You're like, "All right, I'll stay here." And even if you don't want to eat, you see something being brought out on a platter, on a hot stone.
Well, it's the thing is, not to get into it, and it probably is the best place to do it, talking to a fellow Irishman. And me and you've been all over all over the world, all over America. What's the first thing we do when we pull into a city?
Try and find an Irish bar.
For a pint, right? And it's not to judge. It's literally to go somewhere which I feel a little bit relevant, right? Sitting in Texas, you're not going to go to Louis Barbecue, right?
Well, we did. We tried to do them all, but
you get me,
yeah,
right?
not the pint,
we
so
go
you
have a
feel
pint.
welcome.
But my thing is like we've been here in Yuba for over a decade, and
13 years.
yeah, man. And before Hooligans, did you ever feel like, oh man, I'm gonna go down to the Irish bar and have a drink? Like, I'm not trying to rip on any other places that claim to be.
No,
an
I've
Irish place,
tried
like,
them
but-
all. Don't get me wrong, I've
But
tried them
if
all.
you can't go to a place and they pour you a proper pint of Guinness, like you can't call yourself an Irish bar.
No.
Like
But
it's
then-
sacrilege in our country if you go into a place and they go, fucking, here's a can of Guinness.
Yeah, but that's
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
But there's also the pub spies that are employed in Ireland to make sure that you're pouring a correct pint. Otherwise, the bar either is fined by that particular company or that brand, or they're just taken straight out of the bar, and that's a legitimate thing. Like, and it was in the paper every week. There was a thing, pub spy, where they'd go around 3 different bars and give you the lowdown. But then there's people like from Diageo, which are the biggest distributor, and they don't do it here, making sure that's poured right, it's in the right glass, it's the right temperature, it's the right presentation. Otherwise, they're getting fined.
Well, it's like everything in Ireland and England. If you get a pint of Heineken, or you're getting in a Heineken glass, and then they have underneath. Remember the little system? You probably know it.
Yeah, it's the bevel in the bottom, and each stamp that's at the bottom of the glass it just says the brand, but the size, the depth, and everything is according to the bubbles that it's able to release to keep that pint fresh.
The head on
Yeah,
it.
the head,
end,
yeah.
but that's what I mean. Like, you come here to a bar in America, and I know you got your diet bars, and then you got your upper scale places. But like,
The majority of the time, they're still just putting it in
In
like
the
a highball,
a
like normal
highball.
glass.
Yeah, which is, I don't know, dude. Since me and you've been in the bar trade our whole life, like we both grew up being waiters and into becoming a barman and potentially running places, nightclubs, all this kind of thing. But I think to throw the pint back at you, if you kept serving in the same little reusable glass, it's like they buy them in because it can break or it could smash. But like, if you buy a pint in most places, it's flat.
Yeah,
Within less than halfway through the pint, it's flat.
yeah.
You know, it's very important in Ireland and England that your drinks last
You know,
right till the end. You know,
because my wife obviously is involved with. She's in the restaurant business across the road here at Silver Dollar. For
You can
years,
mention
right? Yeah, but no, but
I'm joking.
shout out to them, you know.
Yeah.
But I feel like in the restaurant business, they're here in America, they're quicker to complain about some cold food or this is chewy or whatever it is. But there's not really complaints about the beer because I don't know. It's just accepted that way. Now, I'm not saying people accept if it's flat, it gets replaced. But this whole thing of having a nice head on top that stays all the way to the end, it's just
But it's the same with wells, Stevie. Like, I won't go into a bar and be like, "What's your well? What's the cheap shit?" Like, you know what I mean? It's nasty. And now
yeah, but
even
not anymore though. Like, I mean, we probably did, man. Over the years, we would drink vomit through a sweaty sock.
but like my well whiskey's Jim Beam, dude.
Mm.
So like I looked through, see how cheapest I could get, but also we're having a bit of a standard. Like so, you know what I mean. If you want to come in and have a shot of well whiskey, it's like $3 for a shot of Jim Beam. Or
What's your biggest
$4.
selling drink at the bar?
Guinness.
Yeah.
Guinness. You know what I mean? It depends, but we've got a lot of people love Modelo here. Everybody loves Modelo.
I don't mind Modelo, a little slice of lime, make it a cocktail.
Yeah. Or they say like Coors Light, they call that Yuba water, which is funny, but
Call it what?
Yuba water. That's something I learned.
Never
But,
heard of it.
Light beer is a big thing, you know, because I think the drinking culture is a little bit different here. Like, you know what I mean? In Ireland, we go and have a pint or two, a bit of food, you watch a game, or you're hanging out with a group of friends, and you get a bag of chips and you walk home, right? And you're trying to beat the cold or the rain or whatever. But here, it's like you're there at the bar for the day. It's like everybody wants to stretch out the money, which is understandable, but they'll drink light beer all day long. If you could, it's like back in the day when we first came here, you know, the town pump and stuff, you could get PBR for $2, and all the punk rockers around town, or everybody's just there because fucking $10 get me 5 pints, you know. And I'd love to do all that kind of stuff, but to be honest, Hooligans is not like a dive bar, and it has that vibe, but it doesn't, you know, because the restaurant attached to it. But I think people are coming there looking for a nice cocktail and something better than just local beer, you know.
Yeah, the standard of people that you have working behind the bar. Shout out to all your bar staff, especially my favourite, Scotty, and behind the bar.
Scott's
Always look
great.
after you, yeah. But let's talk about your event that's coming up, St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
Big event going in the place.
Well, that's back to the other. Sorry
What?
for more to your question, but back to the other thing about, like, you know, the Irish authenticity and authenticity. Don't be getting me with shit, right? But no, my point is, it's like, fuck, dude, you've been here for 13 years. Like, nobody does St. Patrick's Day shit. Like, you know what I mean? Nobody does anything, and then all of a sudden we get the Irish place, and you know, shutting down the street last year, and it was amazing last year. I think 700 people bought tickets coming through. That's the first time Yuba City's ever done anything for St. Patrick's Day. Do you know what I mean? So, like, my point is not to rip on other places, but you see people that claim to be Irish, but this is Irish. Like, we are. This Hooligans is Irish. So I plan to do a street shutdown like you do at your place every year for St. Patrick's. And up in it this year, I just wanted to bring in all the best tribute bands that are friends of ours, like these people we've met from touring. But, you know, we have a Nirvana tribute band, Green Day, Bad Company, Tom Petty,
Heavy Petty. That's what I do with my wife. Heavy Petty.
And then this new metal group that I
Smooth Brains.
they're amazing, dude. They're playing all stuff from Tool to Limp Bizkit to Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah,
So
that'd be rocking, man.
I think there's only 6 bands announced right now, but we have a couple of local original bands playing now as well, which
Sweet.
the Ultrasonics are jumping on, which I'm trying to get, like, you know, the usuals.
Yep.
Hometown Heathens. Maybe they don't know about it yet, but you do know.
Surprise.
But this is what I'm saying, man. I got farmers involved. We're going to be selling green beer. We're going to be selling Guinness hot dogs all day long. You know, I'm trying to bring in some Jameson giveaways and free shirts. We just got loads of merch thrown in now because, like I said, we're flying the flag for the Irish here in Yuba City, and it's about time, you know, because it has to be legit, man. It's like we have neighbours across the street, Agave, and it's the same thing with them. We're trying to co-op with them about doing a Cinco de Mayo thing. You know what I mean? It's nobody does it, you know?
Yeah, I think you guys on that end of the street are, I don't know too much about, you know, either ends of the street, but I feel like with E&J's. You did that big thing for the Aussie thing, which was amazing. You had
Yeah.
the two places going, somebody in the crosswalk, and people coming back and forth all day long. And
Yeah.
people are still talking about it. So hopefully there's something in the pipeline to do something of that magnitude again. But it's nice to hear that you're teaming with the Mexican place
Yeah.
too, because that's your own little community, along with the park at the bottom of the water tower, which I was just there the other day. It was amazing.
Well, we want to do, myself and Justin with E&J's and Agave. The park there, we plan to do at least 1 a month over summer. Big show.
Nice.
It's in the plans, you know. Trying to get funding for it really from a couple of things, but I'd like to bring in some big bands, man. You know,
Yeah.
that we'll see. Time will tell, but it's that end of the street. Yeah, we're all collaborating, we're all hustling it together to get more things happening. You know.
Yeah. Random question. What's the most ridiculous thing you've done just to avoid small talk with somebody?
Jesus, man. Well, you know the Irish goodbye thing.
I have one on the top of my head.
I am terrible, and I shouldn't say this because now everyone's gonna fucking know. Like it's like I always go, "Hey, man, I need to take a piss."
Right.
Do you know what I
You
mean?
know
Like,
now.
and now they know. And like, and I go into the toilet too, and I just stand there and then fucking walk back out. You know, sometimes I piss, but you know, I get out of it, man.
I was only telling somebody the other day when we were at that charity event for the golf classic from the owner of the Kings, and Chicago played in the back garden.
Yeah.
Now we don't know any of
Saturday.
right? And then Cedric the Entertainer was the MC. And we don't know any of the basketball players or anything. They were obviously basketball players because there were
Massive.
7, but we don't know that. We were not in that thing. But it was full of celebrities. The cops had the whole place shut off, and then Chuck Liddell walks by. I'm like, fucking hell, that's Chuck Liddell. Anyway, we get chatting to Chuck. He starts telling us about
Trying to eat sushi beside Chuck Liddell just to chat to him. Remember, no? Like, they had the whole massive
the dragon made out of
$20,000 sushi bar drop just for
that.
fucking.
So we were trying to make small talk, and we eventually started talking to him, and then he's talking about his grandpa being Irish and growing up and all that, right? But then he's like, "Oh, you guys are Irish, let's go to the bar." And he brought us to the bar, and he's like, "Hey, give me 3 Irish whiskeys for me and my friends." And they go, "Sorry, sir, we don't have any Irish whiskey." He goes, "Give me 3 tequilas." And I go, "Chuck, I can't drink tequila. I'll puke all over the place." And he goes, "What are you little bitch?" Right? Remember? And then he walks away. And then he goes, "Hey, where are you going, you little bitch?" And we're like, "All right, Chuck."
I'm going to take a piss.
So as soon as I read that question, I'm like, yeah, he was like, "I'm going to take a piss," and he left, and he goes, "Who's your friend, the little bitch?" I go, "He's not a little bitch, but we can't do tequila." So I'm stood there with Chuck Liddell, and I was like looking at trying to give her in code, like, "I don't want that fucking tequila," you know.
Yeah.
Like, I ended up drinking it, but then he's following me around for the rest of the night, and I was like, "Chuck, leave me alone."
His minder came, remember?
Yeah, and he was like,
So
"All
you
right,
didn't-
come on, Chuck, it's time
And
to go."
he wasn't leaving,
Yeah.
and the minder was like, "You gotta go.
Yeah,
we're
we have a
leaving
car.
now."
We're
And he was like,
going.
"Come on, I'm staying with the Irish guys." It's like, we should have just fucking wrestled them, man. We should have just drank that tequila and grabbed them.
You know, I'm sure
He'd
our
have loved
paths would cross, and he'll remember that because we went down to the cigar bar, and I didn't at the time drink or eat cigars, smoke cigars. We went to the cigar bar, and he was like, "You want a cigar?" So ended up getting this cigar, and I'm smoking it with him, and then I go, "Oh, where can I get these?" to the girl, and she goes, "Oh, here's our cigar bar card." I'm like, "How much do I owe you?" And she's like, "It's all covered. Mr. Oates is the owner's name. Mr. Oates has it covered." And I go, "What does one of these run for?" She's like, "That one's $140.
Lovely.
I'm like, what the fuck? Anyways, so smoking that, and then I think he was asking about the band, and then I ended up going and I had a CD in the car. Didn't have a case or nothing for him, so I just handed him a fucking CD in some rolled up napkin.
That was a buzz, though, when you think about it, man, because, like, you know what I mean? You're in someone's garden, and he owns the Kings, right?
Yeah, he's one of the owners of the Kings, Sacramento Kings.
Chicago,
I wish I was
Chicago was the
trying-
band.
Yeah, and then Cedric the Entertainer was the. You remember chatting to him after the thing?
I know I do, but at the time I had no idea who he was. I was just.
I wish I had
smoking.
known who half the people were, because I would have loved to go to that fucking golf thing the next day.
Well, we met
They
your
all
mate.
flew out they flew them out on private jet up to Tahoe the next day. Like
Oh, really? Yeah.
everybody that
My
was
man's a Gary from Fox 40
Yeah.
as well. And he was wasted, they think,
Yeah.
that night. But he's maybe not, actually.
he wasn't
He was
wasted. no.
smoking cigars.
He was
wasn't
smoking cigars too. I think he had some.
Well,
something in
anyways,
his
I bet
glass.
you, what's your, if you need to get out small talk?
I gotta get out of here.
Just like, fucking, I've had a headache. So-
I'm having a panic attack.
yeah, panic attacks. No, but I mean that, dude. Like at the bar, and people are going to hate me for this because it's going to happen to you, right? And it's not like I don't want to talk to them, but it's like people come up, man, and, you know, it's hard to remember everyone,
Yeah.
you know?
I don't really. My face doesn't lie. So like when I really don't want to speak to somebody, I come across as this angry person, and then people that know me go like, he's not angry, and he's like, well, he was angry to me. I'm like, well,
Well, the thing is with the bar too, man. It's like, yeah, I own the place and it is that, but it took me about 6 months not to be drunk, in it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like respecting the fact that it's my business and not my place of play. You know, but it's hard because you're bringing in these amazing bands, and you know you have your staff. My staff handle it and all, so it's very easy to just hang out and be a host. Sometimes it backfires because then you're kind of a bit buzzed and you meet these people, and then a month later they're coming at you and you're like, I need to take a piss. You know what I mean? Like, and you're in the toilet there and going, who is that fucker?
yeah. My older one used to be. I think my mom's calling me for dinner. Like, what's
Yeah.
that? Oh, I think my mother's calling me. You're like, you're 40. Your mom's not
The
alive.
phones haven't been invented yet. You know, I can just hear a shout over the hill, like,
Yeah.
"Ah!"
Yeah. So yeah, I am turning 40. That's mental. You just turned 40.
Yeah.
I'm turning 40 now in fucking a month.
Lovely, man.
Yeah, and I'm only one place we could have it, right?
Yeah, which is great. And then Inverness 95, you're about to launch it, right? Or have
Yeah.
you launched it?
No, you can launch it. Either way. Third, Good Friday.
Yeah,
Good
which is
Friday.
you should mention too,
What?
because it's in Ireland. Good Friday, you're not allowed to go to the bars.
No, now you can.
Oh, can you?
I think so.
Jesus, really?
Yeah, because that used to be a religion thing where you couldn't get a drink, and everybody would go either to the north of Ireland where it's English
Yeah.
rule, or
Wait till midnight.
or buy a ticket to fucking Lanzarote or whatever it was, and then go to the airport bar. So Good Friday, people are just wedged in the little bar in the terminal.
Bunch of alcoholics, man.
Yeah, but
Imagine buying a plane ticket so you can drink in the airport bar.
People would do that in Connolly Station. Buy a ticket to Belfast
Stay in the
and then
bar.
just stay in the bar. But it's
Great night.
because it's the Irish way. Yes, it's alcoholism has a big thing, but it's if you take something away, that's what you want. People want what they can't
Well, they
have.
took the
isn't it?
bars off the trains as well.
When?
Damn, I think my mom told me that about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but you can, because it's a private thing, you can legally take your own drink on it. Like,
Yeah, but you remember we'd be getting the trains to play shows, and fuck, the best thing in the world was going
Going
and
to the
getting
bar,
a sandwich,
a sandwich.
and a beer, and
yeah, on the train.
hammered 4 hours later with cheese hanging on you, like, you know what I mean? More beer, where's the beer, man?
I remember going to do a gig in Dublin, and I don't remember the gig, but I remember I seen the pictures, and that was one of the main reasons, was because we were on the train. There was a bomb threat on the tracks, so we were stopped on the tracks for like 4 hours, and then you're just fucking drinking, and then you get to the gig, and like, all right, time to go
Was
on.
it the train you left the bass on, or was it a bus?
That was the bus.
A bus. Remember that? It's like, where's the bass?
What are you talking about?
What bass?
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean?
What
Like,
bass is gone?
What bass?
Gone.
Anyway, yeah, making me snot.
Why the
No,
coffee?
just laughing at the fact that you fucking left that bass on the bus. What were we recording or something, or was it a gig or something?
What that I had the bass for?
Yeah.
Oh, I was playing bass with the GAC.
Stevie, just by the way, just for all you people out there, like, you know, everybody knows this man too, but us growing up as kids or teenagers in Ireland, like, it's not like here in America. You don't get a car when you're sweet 16 or whatever. You get a banger and you can drive your friends around. I didn't get a car until I came to America and I was 30, right? And when you got a car back in Ireland, probably in your mid-20s, right? No, you were driving your old man's car.
Yeah, driving me dad's car. It's fucking.
But my point to what I'm trying to get at here is that, you know, if in Ireland we would be using record labels to transport to go to shows and stuff, but if you had to get on the train or the bus, Stevie would bring all his drums, everything on the plane. Oh, it's not the plane, on the train, or the bus. Like, and what a fucking nightmare! Like,
we did a whole Irish
What a
tour
nightmare.
on public transport, and so like the bus Éireann coaches, Éireann is Ireland in an Irish, so Irish bus. That's what it means, right? So you have these coaches, and then you have the side things where you open and put the luggage, right? But we had to. Obviously, if they rolled up to a bus stop and seen a whole back line, they'd just keep going, right?
amps and everything.
Amps,
Yeah.
kits, everything, merch, the whole lot, right? So we would hide it behind the bus stop, and then somebody would go on and be like, "All right, 4 tickets to Galway or whatever." Can you open? Can you open up the thing and then all of a sudden, come on, fucking loading in a whole back line.
He's had to have lost loads of shit, man.
No,
We lost the whole bass
No,
amp one time. No,
Yeah, I remember the old bass player one time, Gary. Shout out to Gary. We were waiting. We were waiting on this bus, and we were down in Waterford, and the bus stop was right beside the river. And we had all the gear hidden behind the bus stop or whatever, and he was trying to do the thing where he spins the bass round. Right?
Oh, it's with the strap.
Yeah, with the
Right,
strap,
yeah,
but he didn't have any tape. He didn't have a locking strap or anything, and he did it one time and kind of squirmed around, and then did it again. I'm like, Gary, it needs to be quicker. It needs to come straight. And he just went like this, and whatever way it came right off the thing, boom, into the river, and the bass is just floating in the river. Do you not know this?
Jesus,
No.
no.
No, and then we had to go down, and we were tying stuff together to make sure he didn't fall in and pull
Fish
the
in
bass
the
out.
bass.
It worked. It worked.
I remember him as well testing strap locks one time. I was buying a guitar or something. I was buying something, wasn't it, Gary?
Yeah.
And then he fucking these strap locks don't work, and then bang! Like he's jumping up and down, or something, and then they're just broken.
He
Smashed the
he
grips
bought
in.
a brand new bass when we got paid for our first album. Very little, but we got money, and he's like, "I'm gonna buy a bass, my dream bass." And he bought it. And when he got back to his house, we got out of the car. He took it out of the hard case and put it down on the curb and just ran as fast as he could down
Antiqued
the
it.
street. What?
Antiqued it.
Antiques the whole thing, and just like scrapes and.
It looked terrible, but I knew what he was trying to do. Like, you know what I mean? And it looked
Were you there that time?
terrible. Yeah, out in his ma's out. In
Yeah, and then
Castleknock.
that very green outside his house, he got beat up by Colin Farrell years
Yeah.
before that. Yeah.
I remember
People
as well,
don't believe that. Colin Farrell and his friends beat him up because Gary was getting off a bus, and the direct line of where the crow flies is from here to his house, and in the middle of the green were all the boys. And instead of fucking walking around, he just walked straight through them and wanted it, basically looking for a fight. And then one of the guys is like, "What are you doing?" And he turned around and he goes, "I'm not afraid to die, are you?" And then bang. That's what happens.
Well, it's also Ireland. You know, you get a hiding if you say stupid shit, you know?
Yeah. But
just the way it
it's
is, man.
Why don't you just avoid the thing? He's like, fair balls to him. I walked through the whole thing. But if I ever see Colin Farrell too, I'll probably shake his hand and go, "Do you remember that?"
I love Colin Farrell.
I think he's great.
Yeah,
now.
I just watched that in a Banshee finish. Aaron.
Yeah.
In a Sharon.
Yeah.
If you've never heard, if you want to go watch a good movie, The Banshee of Inisherin, I tell you what, man.
With what's his name?
Colomini.
No, Colomini. Jesus, it's me sounds.
He sounds. No, but Jesus.
What's his name? Brendan Gleeson.
Brendan Gleeson.
Yeah, great actor. The two of them were in Bruges as well. We were in Bruges as well.
We bet that.
We were there. Would you rather be 10 minutes late or 20 minutes early to everything? We already know the answer to that. What time did you arrive at today?
10 minutes late.
Would you rather be 10 minutes late or 20 minutes early? I have a
Well,
thing
I
with
want to be 20 minutes early, but
Yeah.
I'm always 10 minutes late, you know?
Would you rather have a...
I'm always on time, man. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
It's your time.
Yous are always.
I'm a
doing other
drummer. I'm
things,
always
man.
on time. Would you rather have a rewind button or a pause button for your life? Would you rather stop something in time, or would you rather rewind and change things?
Can I pause it and I'm still moving?
Yeah, because what would be
Like-
the point of that? You just fucking,
Sometimes you being stiff is a good thing.
I gotta take a piss.
Well, do you ever see that movie with Adam Sandler, Click?
Yeah.
There's a whole part in that where he farts in your man's face.
Can't remember.
Do you can't remember that? Should go and
No,
watch that movie. It's
will.
great. You know what I'm on about, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Well, there's a part in it too. I think it's David Hasselhoff. And he pauses him and he goes and he smacks him like fucking 4 or 5 times in the face and like unpauses and he's like, wow. It's like, that's what you could be up to. Like, yeah, but the past is the past, man.
Yeah.
I would pause.
Yeah, you can't change that, man.
Can you change the past if you can go back? You can just rewind it and play it out differently.
Yeah, but that's changing it. I like.
Oh, man, I tell you what, when he farts in that guy's face.
Did you
after
ever see?
pausing-
Did you ever see Afterlife with Ricky Gervais?
I did.
And
Loved
you
it.
see the bit where his dad dies or whatever, and he has the ashes of the dad, and he goes to the pub. No. And he wants to spread a little bit of ashes in his favorite pub. And the owner comes over, the landlord, and he's like, "What are you doing? This is my dad's ashes. This is his seat. He loved this place." He goes, "That's the fucking, this is a bar. You can't fucking do, you can't do that." And whatever, he goes to spread them, and the ashes get a bit in the barman's face, the owner's face. He's like, "Pfft." He's like, get out, and he's like, his ashes were in my face, you know what I mean? Your dad, and he was like, yeah, well, I hope it was his cock. It got in my mouth, and he was like, I hope it
Did
was
that
his
happen to you?
What?
Did that happen to you?
A cock in
That-
my mouth?
No, not cock.
What are
in
you
my
talking
mouth.
about?
Ash in your mouth.
No.
Who did that happen to? That happened to something.
No, I when I got my mother's ashes, I smelt them. I didn't snort them or anything. I smelt the bag. That's about it. No ashes in my mouth.
Yeah.
Although, funny story, my sister, she ended up climbing the biggest mountain in Ireland, right, and going to spread my mother's ashes. And as she was opening the jar, she tripped, and the ashes. Did I tell you this? No, and the ashes went all over. What was mental because it was foggy, and she wanted to play my mother's favorite song, and she had no reception whatsoever going up the thing on her.
Just a nightmare.
Right, just a whole like
Raining and
right.
love your man.
Right. It's mental. I'll show you the video, but as she's going up, they're trying to play the song. It doesn't play, and the friend is videoing or whatever. And as she goes to thing, she trips, and as the ash comes out, the thing starts playing, and then she starts laughing, and then the song finishes, and I'm like, that's funny because that'd be something that my mom would be laughing at, But no, I've never had human ashes in my mouth.
I'm trying to think about why I have that in my head. The only ashes I
have my mother's ashes right here, bro.
well, I have my dog's ashes, and a friend of mine recently gave another friend of mine some ashes, and I was genuinely going like, what do I have here? Like, it's kind of strange, I have to say, having a friend's ashes.
I thought it was morbid until I had my mother's ashes, but like it's wild because when she left the house, it was in a coffin, and then you come back a few days later and it's in a box. And I'm like, what?
Yeah,
But I had to take, like, God forbid me, but like you're supposed to, if you're taking ashes or anything like that in a plane, you're supposed to declare it.
announce
and
it. Well, yeah, fuck it.
It is what it is.
Do you know what I mean?
She's in a jar
Well,
across the Atlantic. She's in.
the ashes that I got was of a fan of our band. Like, I'm not gonna keep
Mhm,
it private. I'm sure everybody knows us knows who I'm talking about. But you know what I mean? I put a bit of the ashes in the amp, one of my amps. She's a massive fan of the band, so I put it in the amp everywhere now we play because that's what she loved. She loved the band,
Would you rather play to a crowd of 10 super fans or 10,000 people who don't give a shit about you?
Ah, super fans, man. Do you remember that time we played in Germany and there was only about 10 people there, but they were super fans.
Yeah.
And we stopped the gig and went, hey, you don't have to be down there.
Everybody get up on
Come
stage.
on, everybody come up on
Yeah.
stage. And then we end up turning all the mics around like
Yep.
over here. Remember that?
Yeah.
And
The sound man and
Hanover,
everything.
Hanover, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Hanover. I still obviously
I
remember
that
that
was-
gig. Like,
But that was like a Monday or Tuesday, and it was something that, like, when you're on tour, you want to be
Sleep.
playing every night because you can. Yeah, well, no, because in Germany and Europe they have the facilities so you can stay in the venue, so it's not costing you
Well, we
money.
stayed there that night.
Yeah,
as
but that's what
well.
I'm saying. So like Monday or Tuesday, you're not going to have a great crowd. But I mean, that was one of the best nights that we had because every single person knew the words of the songs.
Every
They
song,
were
yeah.
completely enthralled. Remember that time that we played up in the Black Forest Mountains too, Cafe America.
I remember everything about
Yeah,
that day.
yeah.
That was fun.
Never forget. Never ever forget.
I have stories I don't want to talk about.
You don't want to talk about it?
Well, you can, but do you know what I mean?
No, because it was meant like, at the time. Like
They
our
didn't speak
guitar
English.
player didn't fucking show up for the airport for a huge European tour. That was the second day of the tour, and that's when me, you, and Gary had that talk, and we were like,
I think you got it wrong, man.
"That's the same place."
The second show of that tour we played in Switzerland, and it was when your man had all the
Oh yeah, so it was
Simpsons
the
stuff.
third because we realized the first show when the amps blew in Dusseldorf, we still thought the lead singer was going to arrive, and he didn't. And then you learned the whole set what we did in the back of that fucking bus all the way to
On the way to
Switzerland.
Switzerland.
I was learning the back and vocals, and then we did that gig, and we're like, oh, we can do this
Well, yeah.
ish. And then the third one,
Ish.
no, we slapped it, of course.
Slapped that out
Yeah,
of
but he
the
had the
park.
full size ET, like and then he had the boat upside down. He was just this eccentric millionaire
He
that
was a
had
musician, an 80s metal god in
Yeah.
Germany.
Yeah.
I can't remember who. But
yeah, and then he had the full Tyrannosaurus Rex on top of the venue on the outside.
Switzerland, that show, do you remember that show? Is that when we cut your leg and all and we went into the river?
Because I
and
was
swam
swimming in
out?
the Alp River.
Mhm.
Yep.
That was a great day, man.
That
That
was a
tour
great
was
day.
one of my favourite tours we ever did.
Yeah.
Ever did. But
I
going
remember
back to your
swimming
man
because the water
Cafe
was so
America.
clear. I remember
But they
just
said you could
swimming
drink it.
and drinking it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I was doing, swimming in the river. And you crazy Irish man, get out of the river. It's very cold.
As you're bleeding
Yeah.
in this drinkable river.
Yeah.
Because your foot was all smashed.
Stepped on a broken glass.
But that Cafe America thing that you were talking about that was in the Black Forest, that, remember we were driving pretty much up a mountain.
Yeah, for
and then there
hours.
was two guys that, like, I thought they were going to skin us alive.
I thought they were going to murder us, and everything about that was like the road turned from. They have an amazing highway system in Germany, and then we're turning off. The road is still good, and then all of a sudden the fucking tarmac and the asphalt disappears.
Yeah.
And the van is sliding all over the place, and we're just it's like
Cafe America.
yeah,
Yeah,
with
yeah,
a
like,
K, wasn't it? And then
Yeah,
we arrived there, and then we're like, what is going on? This is the start of a horror movie.
Yeah.
And then we met the guys, we set up, and basically they had just paid us to come and do a private show. They didn't even announce it. They didn't even.
No,
Like, it wasn't. It wasn't open to the public.
We only played 4 songs. I think.
And we're like, this is fucking mental. And then we're staying in the fucking dude's house, in like the attic conversion, and I had these bay windows, and there was one of the biggest storms that Germany had seen in years, and this lightning was like purple and fork lightning and everything, and we barricaded that door because we thought he was going to come up.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
5 of us slept in that room for 2.
Yeah.
That night.
Yeah.
I mean, do you remember? I tell you what, man. Scary night.
And then
Nothing happened.
Well, the morning was
But-
even scarier when we went down. We're like, do you think he has breakfast made for us? Do you
I
think we can ask
they
for
were
coffee?
2 old gay German guys that might have wanted a young boy band to come and fuck them.
What's that?
Just gonna say it out straight. It was weird as fuck, man. It was weird. When we woke up the next morning, remember we
And
we
we walked down.
unbarricaded
Yeah.
the door and we were like, let's try and find these guys.
Yeah, let's
And-
get coffee, or and then we were
Your
like
man was taking a shit
on the landing door. The door, remember? And he was holding this stein of coffee, and he's like, "Guten Morgen," and we're like, "Guten Morgen."
Oh my
We went
God.
down to the kitchen, realized then that we just went, "Look, let's fucking get out of here as immediately, if not sooner," and we got out of there. But I honestly, man, like some of the things that me and you have done in our lifetimes, I cannot believe that you've seen 40 and I'm about to see 40.
Aye.
Like,
Big
and
time.
that's not even a joke. Some of the things, like walking across the frozen lake in Cologne, that now when you're not fully Jaeger is like that's
But when it
you read
started-
about that stuff on the news.
Yeah, two drunken Irish guys in a foreign city. Nothing
Just-
to do
yeah,
with music.
just-
Nothing to do about a band. Just two drunken Irish guys fell through a frozen
And
lake
died.
and died.
Yeah.
It's
Were
like,
trapped
oh, they were
underneath
drunk.
ice.
Well, that explains it. They were Irish.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But it's we could hear that ice breaking, dude. Like,
But we thought it was funny because it was a
shatter like that. Yeah. Well, power walking.
right across it. Well, once you get to the middle, you can't turn back because that's the shattered glass or the shattered ice.
Yeah, no, I have to say I've done.
And then
some
the same
crazy
night
shit.
as well. Remember, we stole we procured the bread from the back of the bakery
Yeah,
van.
we stole it.
Yeah,
Let's be honest. Your man chased us, but
we were throwing bread rolls back at him.
I come lovely with a bread roll and the nut, man. It's great.
Anyways, that's a disclaimer. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Well, when you're young and dumb and on tour, and you don't really, I wouldn't do that now.
No, but it was great at the time, man. 'Cause you didn't have any responsibilities. You got in the bus, and you're like, "All right, I'll see Ireland in a few months," and then you come back, and then you're like, you're just eager to get back out and just fucking do that. Like when you look back on it now, man, people pay to go and see the things that we saw, and I feel like. Me anyway, I took a lot of that for granted because you're just hammered. There was days where I wouldn't see anything. You woke up in the back of a venue, and then you'd come with Jaeger and be like, "Time to go, boom!" And then you're like, "All right, do all this
You
again." And it
get
was
it.
muscle memory.
You take one day off, I think, a week, and it wasn't a day off. It was like just a day off where you
Detox.
drinking and
I remember one time we were going to, I think it was Switzerland again, and I wasn't drinking, and everybody else drank the night before, and right before the border, and the autobahn, everybody, including our driver, was out puking along the autobahn. Remember that? And I was like,
suckers. No, but that's what the way it was, man. I remember. You know what I mean? I remember one time we were playing in another place, dude, and two of us fucking fighting with boxing gloves and our boxer shorts in the middle of this big snowfield. Two of us hammered,
Yeah,
just slapping each other with boxing gloves. Do you remember that?
yeah. And then I found the rollerblades too, and skating around. Some of the things, man.
Yeah, I did. I have to say, every now and again I'm talking to people about touring Europe and the memories of it's a good solid 5 years we toured Europe. Like we didn't stop, and the time off was less than the time on the road. Do you know what I mean? So, but I won't change.
Yeah,
it.
but I wouldn't change it either. But I'm glad that we did that, obviously. But I think the culture that you end up getting from meeting people in like we're young and naive, so like you think that the world revolves around you at that age, and then as you meet other people from different countries, you see their lives, you meet their families, what they eat, and everything, and it's culture. It gives you that wisdom and the appreciation of people because I feel like we're good persons, right?
Yeah.
Because we're able to talk with people and nice and receptive, and I feel that was a lot to do with how received we were when we went on tour. Granted, we're a band and people just want to be like, "Oh, come in and do this," but like people were inviting us into their houses and come stay with us, and have you somewhere to stay, have you somewhere to eat or something to eat, and you wouldn't get that in Ireland. In places you would, of course. I'm not saying Ireland is very hospitable, but I feel like
I think music is the language here we're talking. I don't think it's to do with who you are or what you are. I
No.
think everybody loves music, and at one point, if you're playing, whether you're playing the show or you're at a show, like if you were at a show here locally tonight, and the touring band were like hungry or needed a shower, you'd be probably like, "Hey man, you can come. Let me cook you something. You can have a shower before the show." Is that because I'm Irish, or is that because I'm a band, or is that because I love music and I see what they're doing and you see the struggle of it, you know?
well, all of the above. Now there is people that aren't involved in music here. This is where our family is. This is where we're raising our kids, and this is where we're anchored. There's a big community around here, and I'm not saying that it doesn't happen here, but
Well, like I'd make the postman a cup of tea here, like that's Irish. Do you know what I mean? Like if I'm at the bar and all my vendors are the delivery guys, man, I'm fucking, "Hey guys, you want a coffee? You want a sandwich?" Like it's just life, and it comes and goes in both ways. Like I've one the truck driver, he's bringing me a load of beer believe it or not. You ever eaten bear?
Yeah.
So he's bringing me, I think, 3 pounds of pretty much bear meat mixed up with bacon fat.
Oh, lovely.
But it's cooked out. I guess there's some word I'm not going to try and pronounce. It begins with a T anyway. That's in the meat.
Oh.
You got to cook it out of it. So it has to be cooked at a certain temperature, but to get the game side
Didn't
of it
know
out.
that.
But would you want a bear burger this
Yeah.
week when I get my hands on them?
Yeah, I'll come in.
Yeah, because Joe, we're gonna cook them, anyways. But my point is like by me giving that guy an odd cup of coffee or an odd fucking sandwich, comes and goes. He's bringing me bear meat, you know.
Yeah, there's good people everywhere, and I know that we lived by that. But good people will always meet good people. But you're going to meet every asshole in between, and then you go, oh, that's a good person. That's a good person. And the world is very small, man. We've bumped into people here that we've known in Europe, even crews from different bands and things that just eventually your circle meets up again. You're like, oh yeah, you're all right. I remember you.
I remember you, yeah. But another example, I mean, I know we're tight for time and all, but like yesterday I had to get my dishwasher fixed at home in the house, and a Russian guy came, and once I heard his accent, I says, hey, you know, like you would too, as soon as you hear it's not American, you know. And he goes, oh, I'm from Russia. I says, all right, man, do you want a cup of tea or do you want a shot of vodka? And he goes, no. That was a joke, but I would have gave him a shot of vodka. Do you know what I mean? But my point is I still think out here in America, like people are shy to random hospitality. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like I said, that guy's just coming into my house. Hey, do you want a cup of coffee? You want a cup of tea while you're doing your walk? Want a glass of water? It's very easy to just nothing, you know. But I don't think the Irish are great at that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So on off, man. The next show that we have is going to be here, not here in this room, but outside. The Buckeye Parade. The Buckeye. It's in its 146th year here in which is wild because where this studio, my school is down in downtown Chinatown in Marysville. And did you know that the first dragon that they wear was built here in Marysville, and they used to loan it then to the parades for New York and Chicago, and
I didn't know that. No.
and they're still using parts of it anyway. 146 years later, but it's actually
How many of those years have on-off headlined the Buckeye Parade? We've done that about 7 times.
7 times, I think. Yeah. This will be the 8th time.
How fun.
Yeah, but there's a big production going on outside here, so and it's free. So it's on the 21st of March. After the parade, we'll probably go on, let's say about 7 o'clock, golden hour. Starts to get dark. Loads of great bands, as well as all the students that are here at the Institute of Rock or whatever. But yeah, anything else you want to address?
Well, you know, the weekend, so the 14th, is that what you said? The Buckeyes 21st of March.
21st.
So the weekend before that is the St. Patrick's thing I'm doing then.
Yep.
So St. Patrick's falls on the 17th, right?
Yep.
It's a Tuesday. So we still, if I'm mentioning that, we have a massive day planned for actually St. Patrick's Day as well.
So we'll be putting up all the information on the screen right
now.
But
yeah, I don't really want to promote anything else apart from come and eat the best fish and chips in town.
yeah, so it's $25 entry. That's all day. You can get a wristband and come and go as you please. Yeah. All ages, which is amazing because usually with all ages you got to separate the alcohol and do all of that stuff, but it's all enclosed.
Yeah,
come and get your pints of Guinness.
Yeah, well, you know what? I think on Plymouth Street they can have open container when street shutdowns or stuff like that are happening. It's a specific wristband that you get if you're over 21, and that's the way
I'll
they
be
do
there.
it.
I'll be there looking for the record 5 in a row at least.
I can't wait for that day because last year we played it and.
Yeah, when you're working, it's not work, but it is work. You know what I mean? We arrive there hours and hours before we're needed. There's a whole setup, rigmarole setup, you know, and then play and then all breakdown. But I'm going to be there with bells on, man.
Just drinking pints all day. I can't wait for it. Yeah.
Have you hired a leprechaun? No. Please tell me if
I can't find any leprechauns.
Not that guy in Sacramento that we held upside down, shook him.
Should have kidnapped him that day, man.
We were going to. This little leprechaun, well, he was dressed as a leprechaun. He was hired by the venue that we were playing in. He was a regular, and they said, hey, we'll feed you full of drink all day and then pay you. And then he came, and when we got to the venue at like what noon or something, he was hammered. And he's
With
this
his
little
little pipe.
leprechaun. He had pipe, and we just thought it was a prop, but he had weed in the pipe, and he was going around. And then they had to get rid of him because he was going around pinching arses.
Pinching girls' asses.
And I'm like, that is an authentic leprechaun right
authentic. There, yeah.
there. And he did what he was asked to do. So
I'm gonna try, man, and get a leprechaun. You know, I just don't want any of these woke movements coming after me going, you can't fucking...
yeah, but you're not.
you
It's
can't
not a
put-
derogatory thing. It's like if it's sure. There's what did they call it? Midget wrestling, right?
They're not allowed.
What do they call it now?
A micro
Wrestling.
It's just wrestling, Stephen.
It's not. It's not. There has to be. There's something.
No, but so Hulk Hogan, I know he's dead and all, right? But I feel like it was Hulk Hogan's mini mania. Isn't that what it's called? Or
I don't know.
micromania.
Micromania.
But loads of people fucking ran their mouth about it. You're not allowed to call it that.
Yeah, but it's not.
But I don't give a fuck, man.
No, it's.
I did leprechauns are Irish. You can't tell me otherwise. I grew up my whole life chasing them.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
You ever find one?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
At that bar. That day. He's going
We
around
held him.
smoking
We
a
remember we
pipe.
held him upside down. We're like, "Where's
I
your
do.
gold?" And he's like, "My wallet's in my pocket." And I'm like, "Where's your gold?" Tickling him.
Yeah. He was great. They don't have a long lifespan though.
Leprechauns are.
No,
are-
no. He only lived to 4
Oh, yeah.
4 years, yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. He's long gone, but R.I.P. little leprechaun.
They skip. They're born on the 29th of February. That's the buzz.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah.
All right.
So
We need to do this again. We're at the hour mark, so like this is all the tape that I have in the camera. So we only have an hour, but I'd love to get you back on again and delve more into
yeah.
music side of things because we didn't really. I have loads of questions here. I don't think are relevant to what we're talking about right now. We're just having a laugh.
Give
but
me one more shot.
do you want a serious question or a funny
No,
question?
fucking funny one.
Let me see. Do you like chicken? No, you know that.
Love chicken.
Dun-dun-dun-dun. Yeah, it's the same kind of.
You don't have to ask, Andy. You can just tell everybody we're going now. See
Tell
ya.
everybody-
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming. Here's a serious one here, right? How has your approach to songwriting evolved since you started recording professionally?
Short answer here, right?
Short, because I'll give you another one before we go.
Yeah, well, the thing with songwriting for me now, dude, is that it's all about maths. You know, it's an equation. I don't waste my time unless
There's
I
an
feel
H
it.
in there. It's maths, not maths. I thought like doormats.
Yeah, it's just equations, you know, and it's like, but practicing what you know, once you get, look, everybody says this about songwriting. It's like a rabbit hole. If you're not looking over the rabbit hole, waiting for the rabbit to jump out, you're never going to catch it.
Mhm.
So the thing about songwriting is if you're not sitting there thinking about it, you're not going to do it. So
Yeah.
I've wrote a lot of shit songs, man. Like, and still do.
So what
but
what
it's-
what is your
Obviously, they're all shit because I've no money, right?
what is your what's your worst lyric you think you wrote that has gone out now to the public?
Fuck, man. It's hard. That's a really hard question because now I got to go through all my songs. Like, you know.
No, but surely there's one you go, oh fuck.
Well,
I just think it's great, like because a few months back, maybe a year back, maybe 2 years, I have no idea. I got sent the whole on-off catalog from the very, very first demo to the very last thing that we did before we were
yeah.
as we are now. And when I listen to the demos, I'm like, holy fuck, that is absolutely shite, right? But I go, you were 13 years old doing that. And then the album came out at 15, and we're talking about the number one track one, Shit, or Anal Rebellion of the Apocalypse, Death, or whatever the fuck it was called, and then Shit. And it's funny because you, rather than go the approach of, oh, that's really crap, it's nice to have a chronological order of what you've done and how much you've get better, because you don't know how good you are until you listen to the shite
I
that
know
you.
my lyrics now
What
after
is it?
listening to
What-
it. I
what is
know.
it?
Oh, I want to let you finish first
Um,
because
Yeah, that's it really. You know what I mean? So like if we were to bring out our best stuff, of course we're going to look back on the last stuff and go, well, it's not as good as that. Why? Because we're artists. Doesn't matter whether you're a painter, a writer, a poet, a musician. You're constantly wanting to better yourself in the next project.
well, it's exactly, dude, and that's what the thing is you got to write 100 shit ones before you have one decent one, and then write 100 decent ones before you have
Mm.
one amazing one. But
What's your lyric?
well, remember Stars Don't Shine?
Right,
I do
yeah.
love that tune, but like, you know what I mean? That song is a wild song. It doesn't really have any meaning. That's the thing. But it's a great tune. It's, to me, as the songwriter, it's about coming down off mushrooms, right? And I know it sounds wild, but when you listen to all the lyrics, but that lyric there, I can't wait until the stars don't shine on me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, but the whole thing, the whole song is wanting them to shine so you can have a trip, right?
That's not a bad lyric. I mean, you're putting enough out there for the listener to interpret it
What
the
they
way
want.
they want it interpret it, and that's what Dave Grohl says. He goes, arenas. He goes, there's 50,000 people in the audience with 50,000 reasons for liking the song
Different
or
reasons.
meanings
Yeah,
for the
different
song.
reasons. But like I said, like even when I wrote that song, I was probably in my early 20s, and you know, I don't think I would write anything like that again now. And it's like everybody says, you change. You can only write and then write the next thing. If you keep writing the same song, you're fucking might as well give up, right?
Yeah, but it's a formula. Like every band, a good band, you will listen to a song, and go, that's them, or that's him, that's that writer. I mean, there is a signature on it, you know.
Yeah, but like, dude, you hear me all the time. We've been in a band together for 20 years. I hate writing songs on the couch. That's, you hear me all the time. Oh, fuck that. I wrote this song. Wow, that's amazing, dude. Yeah, but I wrote it on the couch. And you're like, well, what does that mean? I'm like, because it doesn't
Resonate.
It doesn't resonate. It's on the couch. But if we go in, me, you, and Dave, it's like, fuck, give me a drum beat. I love that energy. I love building with people. Because writing, it's fine, and the lyric and what you want to say. But if the combination of all the music isn't pumping, you're faking it. You know? So
Is there a song out? Well, I'm sure there is. Is there a song out there that you wish you wrote? What's the biggest one that you wish that you had something to do with?
You know, there's some amazing songs, man. It's hard to pinpoint on that too, because everybody would like, oh, I'd love to write Bohemian Rhapsody, or I would love to be able to do that.
That's your go-to karaoke, though, isn't it?
Not right now, no,
What is it?
no. Right now, I go to like Simple Minds, man.
Oh, yeah?
Bang that tune. I actually do Aha. I'm loving that take
yeah.
on me. I'll do anything. Right. The best thing with karaoke at Hooligans is that it's actually like roulette karaoke. So you could pull in somebody and you could leave it and it'll pick you songs. And we love to randomly pick a song. Like I was singing like on a Men at Work last week, like, you know what I mean? And just loving it because it's like something you wouldn't go, I'm going to sing Men at Work tonight, you know what I mean? Or today. Like, but there's an Noel Gallagher song I love called Dead in the Water. I think that's an amazing tune. And
Is that the one that they recorded by accident? Was it?
and RTE.
Yeah.
But it's I think the thing is with music, man, it's like you're always going to search for what heals you. So like I'm not saying that Dead in the Water tune resonates because it's healing, but it's like it's just one of those tunes where I'm like, I could have wrote that. You know what I mean? More so than I wish I wrote that.
Yeah. But the best songs are most relatable, and you go, oh, that's easy. But if it was easy, everybody would do it, right? Same thing with being a musician. I try and tell students here, like when they're down and they're getting frustrated that they can't get something, it's like, if it was easy, everybody would do it. Everybody you know would be a guitar player or a drummer or a writer, and that's not the thing. We have to surround ourselves with hard things to know that we can or can't do them.
Yeah,
you know?
but dude, it's different now, and we'll know this. And not to get onto the AI thing because everybody's fucking talking about it, but like I could, in today's world now, I could write 2 lines of a song, and if I have the melody along with the lyric, I could just type that into fucking AI and it'll spit 50 different versions of that lyric back at you, and it's. I guess we've friends like Matt down in San Diego just made a whole AI album. Ray, my old bartender, shout out to Ray. He made an album, dude, and he had a specific app that he could type into. You go, right, well, here's the rap version of that album, and then go, right, well, you just turn that into a country version, and then all of a sudden the same lyrics. We're doomed. But you got people like yourself or myself that have put a bit of background work and the time into mastering, songwriting, or trying to. Is that just a tool now? Yeah, I suppose it is, you know.
Yeah, it is, but it depends on what you want to use it for. It's like I write songs or I play, and same as yourself. Sometimes some of those things, most of them will never see the light of day, but it's
And it's that spark.
but it's getting something off your chest. It's an emotion that release that cannot be faked through AI. Like, I mean, if you want to go and I've nothing against AI, to be honest. I mean, if we're not using it like everybody else is, we're going to be left behind. And I'm not saying for the band, but for design things or writing, I've used it to, for letters or things like that I'm not good at. I mean, we don't use
every
it.
business is using it. It's just like, but it's how you use it. If you're just going to use it 100%, people will eventually see through it. But in regards to copywriting and stuff, it's going to be wild now in the next 5 years about, like, there's only so many ways you can say something, dude. So, like,
but AI, if you use something on AI, they own that.
But that's what I mean. Like, but how do they? If like, I'm just giving you an example, quick, and I know time, whatever. But like, if I write a song right now, which I could, and I have a verse one is my verse, and then I use that as a template to try and find the second verse. AI is spitting all this stuff at me, but then I go, like, cause like I said before, songwriting for me is numbers. It's all about time and syllables. How many syllables in that sentence? This word could have 8 syllables, and the last 3 words could only have 8. So there's one of them has 8, but the last 3 have 8. So my next sentence is going to be, it could be, the equation of how many syllables. So does AI pick up on that? Or then me as a smart songwriter, I go, oh, well, I like that word, so I'm just going to take that word. You know what I mean? That's my brain, and think about that. I don't use AI, but I used to use... it's like
the rhyming thing.
The rhyme zone, but like Theosaurus, like some of the famous songwriters from back in the day would buy Theosaurus books, basically, which is
but
everything
that's
to do.
Standard, I feel.
Well, now you don't need it because you have it on your phone, and now you don't need to go through the data because AI will go through the data for you. So, well, like that's what I'm getting at now. You can leave it robotic by just allowing what they give you, or you can go like, oh, I like that 6-syllable word. It goes with this pattern. But then you use that word like to fill your sentence.
Yeah.
So
or
how can they say
I want to say this word, but it sounds cheesy. Give me 20 different versions of that, and then you're picking through the syllables.
Dude, you can say, give me a dark version of it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, for instance, tonight. And I know you're trying to bounce, but tonight I have that drunk spelling bee thing. Like, I'm literally going to. There's an example of using AI. Going in, give me 50 words that are difficult to spell about sport, and then all of a sudden, hypertension, or a knee injury or something, or like I did one last week, like the Epstein files or whatever, and like the first word came up was subpoena, discombobulated. It's like, so for drunk spelling bee, he's giving me all the answers right there, bang, instant, But hey, AI won't be able to give you a haircut, so
no,
it won't. Maybe they will, I know.
or teach you. Or do what you do. It's not, you can write a song and you can do that, but the soul is not there.
That's
and you can listen to that. I mean, the people on people, looking at somebody in the eye, having a conversation, having empathy towards somebody's conversation is not there.
You can't do it. Yeah.
No. But hey, before we go, we'll do this again, right?
Yeah,
so anybody that will do part 2, and anybody that wants to ask either of us a question about anything, because we could sit here for days talking about what we've done and what we haven't done and what we want to do and all of that stuff. So stick it in the comments, or basically just stick it in the comments, and we will get to all of those questions. And then on part 2, I think maybe we'll break down some songs, things like that. We'll have it up here and we'll listen to it. And
Yeah, I'd be down to do anything, man. I love chatting with you. I love you, and
Likewise, man.
I'm so proud of you, man. I'm really,
Likewise.
really proud of you. Like, you know, it's been a mad
Likewise,
decade.
man.
Yeah.
Love you, brother.
Yeah.
All right. And on that bombshell, peace.
Boom.